For 5 years, our first guest was the star of Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, and then he got fired, which makes absolutely no sense to any of us here. He now stars in a brand new film entitled Dirty Work. It opens in May. Here he is, one of our favorites, Norm MacDonald. Norm. You look good, Norm. The crowd goes crazy. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks, man.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You know, Norm, the last time you were here, it was a traumatic, difficult situation because I believe it was like the day after you had been released, kind of undone, let go.
Yeah,
like
it was that very day.
That very day. Yeah, yeah. Well, how has it been since then?
Well, it's been weird, you know, like, it's been weird.
You were just fired, as it turned out, right?
Yeah, I got fired. Right. And then when I was talking to you on the show that day, because this guy, Don Ohlmeyer, fired me, and I didn't know the guy, you know, and you kept saying, like, he's an idiot, he's a pinhead, you know, and stuff like that. And I would say, like, he's a good guy, you know. And turns out you were right.
Oh, man, good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'll admit when I'm wrong.
I've never been happier to be right about something in my life.
Yeah. So, because I went and met with him, you know,
Now, wait a minute. After you get fired, you then have to go to a meeting with the guy?
Yeah, because I wanted to leave the show entirely. You know, I thought that would be the next thing.
Right.
And so, and then, you know, I talked to all these guys I pay money to, you know, and I go, hey, how about you guys figure out something there, you know? And then they're like, well, we were talking to this one guy that said that he maybe could do, you know, and it took forever. So I said, how about I just go talk to the dude that fired me?
Face to face, mano a mano. It shows great courage, great class, grace, I believe, on your part.
Yeah, well, I'm a courageous, classy dude. So I go, I have to go to his office there. He lives in Hollywood, California, you know. And
he's a big shot, this guy, Don Ohlmeyer, a big shot.
Oh, yeah.
One of these guys comes to work very early and spends most of the day selecting monograms, you know. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his office is like, I went to his office, and it's this big office, you know, and then you go in there. I'm not used to these things, you know. I'm just a guy used to nightclub, you know, smoking nightclubs.
You're a hard-working guy.
Yeah. So I go in there, and that guy, Don Ohlmeyer's there, so I go, how you doing? And we talk, and
well, how was that? Was it cordial? Was it a bit icy?
No, it was cordial. He gave me a lighter.
For being, like, it's what, a parting gift? Well, he's giving you what?
He had a lighter, you know, and he goes, hey, you want a lighter? And then he gave me an umbrella. I don't know, it was like a...
You get fired and you get stuff. Like, yeah, I've got a clock ready, I've got a lighter.
Anything on the top shelf, I could have. So I just said to the guy, I said, listen, man, because I appreciate that you don't think I'm funny. That's fine.
Now, that was the issue. That seemed to be the turning point. Don Ohlmeyer didn't think you were funny.
Exactly.
Right. Now, in your assessment of him in this meeting, is he a funny guy?
Well, it's not his job. His job is picking up them monograms.
Yeah. But he's one of these guys, he fancies himself creative, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I suppose. I mean,
well, you know, I worked for Don Ohlmeyer when I was at NBC for years and years and years, and I know the guy.
Yeah.
And here's a guy who could not create gas after a bean dinner.
That's not true. I witnessed that. No, the thing was, I said, okay, so you think I'm not funny? That's fine, you know, who cares? But I said, why don't we just, I'll quit, leave the show, right? You keep your money, because you don't want to pay money to a guy that's not funny.
Exactly.
And then I'll go try to be funny somewhere else.
Perfect point.
And then he don't like that idea.
Why not?
I don't know, because it seems to me that because you know, there's other networks. There's CBS.
Well, other networks, sure.
Yeah. And so my contention was, I thought he would love that idea, because what better for his network than to have an unfunny guy on another network?
Exactly, that's right. He can't have it both ways.
He can have it both ways, apparently. He's a quisling?
Yes. No. But at least there are no quislings in the picture now. When you were here before, I smelled a quisling. The quislings are gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Good for you.
And so, so the way it stands now is, I can leave the show as long as I don't do anything else on any competing show.
Right. Well, that stinks. That's no
Yeah,
good.
that's
Now, how long will that last?
God, I don't know, man. It's as long as
Contractually, how long are you bound to them?
I'm bound to them contractually. It's all, you know, stuff that I'm not that familiar with.
But in the meantime, they are continuing to pay you, right?
Yeah, they pay me, and I go to the show and hang out.
Yeah. Now, what is that like, being around your old friends on the show? Do they like having you there now or not?
Well, everybody's kind of uncomfortable. Nobody wants, you know, everybody's uncomfortable.
Sure.
And they'd be glad to see me go, and I'd be glad to see them see me go. And just this Don Ohlmeyer character, you know, is, I don't know. I don't know how this...
You know what you should do, though? You should come here to CBS and get a show right here. You should come to CBS and make Pretty Boy, make Mr. Cufflinks, make Don Ohlmeyer do his show. I want to find out, Norm, how your family and friends are taking this, and we'll do that. We have to pause. We'll return visiting with Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. Kid who invented the talk underwater thing. Well, I would guess that one of the good things about this, you had some time off. Have you taken some vacation? Have you gone anywhere, traveled?
Yeah. I went. I wanted to get away from all the showbiz, crazy showbiz.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd go on a vacation, you know.
Right.
And I don't like to go to hotels, because all my years of doing my nightclub act, I don't like hotels.
Yeah.
So I decided I'll go, you know, my buddy tells me, he goes, hey, you should go to one of them bed and breakfasts. You ever hear tell of that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. The idea is you go there, it's a guy's house, and you live in his room, and then he makes you some breakfast.
Right. Very
Yeah. It's a thumbnail.
Yeah, that's it, sure.
So I looked one up on the internet there, and I found one. I went to Vancouver Island, Victoria, which is beautiful. Oh, my God. It's God's little country. And so I go there, and I look up my place where I'm supposed to go. I have it on a little piece of paper. And I knock on the door, right? And there's no answer. So I knock again, and there's still no answer. So finally I look like in the window there, and there's an old man sleeping on a couch, you know?
Yeah.
So I bang on the door, ringing the doorbell, you know? So finally I hear like, hey, keep your pants on there, you know, from the inside. And he comes to the door, old guy, you know, but I'd say 80, 85 years old. Old Harold Delaney was his name.
Harold Delaney?
Yeah, nice enough gentleman, you know. And so I get in there, and I says, well, I better go to sleep. There's no one else there, you know. Like, I thought it'd be like a whole bunch of people in different rooms, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just me. Yeah. So I go up, and I go to sleep, and I'm ready to go to sleep, and a knock comes on the door, right? A knock on my bedroom door.
Right.
So I figure, uh-oh, old Harold Delaney wants to have sex with me there. You know?
That's the first thought that went through your mind, huh?
Well, I'm a young fella. These days, anything
not a
goes.
bad-looking guy, sure, yeah.
I'm not
traveling alone, why not?
And of course, I didn't come to Victoria to have sex with old Harold Delaney. You know, I came to do some sightseeing.
Of course.
So then I hear him, he goes, well, you ought to play some Scrabble.
Oh, Scrabble.
Yeah, so I say, okay, that's good.
Sure.
I'll play some Scrabble. So I go down, and he pulls out this old Scrabble game there, and we start to play, you know. I like Scrabble, you know. So I get the first turn, you know, because I picked the lower letter. And so I get the first turn. So I make rabbit, you know.
Pretty good.
It's a good word. And then And then I do it pretty quick. I take like a couple of minutes. And then old Harold Delaney, he takes like a half hour to like get his word. And the whole time he's not talking, he's not telling me old stories, because I like hearing old stories, you know. And instead, it was like for a half hour, it's just Harold Delaney going. So then after a half an hour of that, you know, I'm just sitting there. He comes up with his word. It's hat. That's his word, yeah. Hat. So he puts it, and he takes the word hat, and then he puts it like way in the corner on that triple letter score.
Right.
The triple word, the red one
right.
that you want to get to.
Yeah, sure.
But you can't just put it there.
No, it's got to have some relation to rabbit.
Yeah. You got to move up there, you know, and finally get to there. But instead, he just puts it right there.
Oh,
hat.
no.
So I go, all right, you know. And so then it's my turn, you know. I do something, and quickly, and then again, the same thing, like, you know. And then time going by, and then every word, and I was coming up with good words, you know. I had sleigh, you know, like a sleigh ride, and avocado.
Whoa.
It was a 7-letter word.
Yep.
You get 50 extra points. I'm still way behind him.
He's just freelancing the board.
Yes. And so finally I decided I'm going to, like, I got to say something, you know. So and all his words were like cup and hat, and I think it was just like things he'd see around the room, you know. And so I'm playing excellently. I should be in the lead, but instead I'm like 1,000 points behind. And finally, like, I got to say something, you know. So he puts boot, you know, up on this triple, and it really annoyed me because I was building towards the triple letter, and he just puts boot, and so I said, finally, I got to say something here, and I go, hey, old Harold Delaney there, I don't know, you can't put boot there, and then he goes, you never heard tell of a boot? So I go, no, I know what a boot is. I'm just saying. He goes, if a fella goes out there to wear a boot. So I go, no, I know what I made avocado. I know a boot. You know? And it just took him forever. And I noticed a weird thing. There were no blanks. You know, you have the blanks in the game, and it's always good to use any letter, right? Yeah. I realized there's no blanks in this game, and I figured old Harold Delaney must have. When he got the game, figured, what the hell is that, you know, and thrown it away.
Can't use it.
Yeah.
Now, how was the breakfast? Did you have the breakfast?
There was no breakfast. I got up the next day. I was so hungry from playing Scrabble all night. So I says, hey, Harold, how you doing there? How about some breakfast? And he goes, I've never been much for breakfast. So I go, oh, all right. So I go, I guess I'll go down to MacDonald's and pick up some breakfast or something, Harold. And he goes, can you get me an egg McMuffin? That's crazy.
Norm, you got a movie coming out here, Dirty Work, opening May 15th. So things are looking good for you.
Yeah, that's going to be a good movie.
Good for you. You're landing on your feet, buddy. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Nice to have you here.
Unless the movie stinks.
No, the movie will be... Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen.